Hey everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through a quick unboxing of the high grade 12144. I'm going to pronounce it Xavier's in this instance. It could be Xavier's, but then that's because I've done X-Men for a decent chunk of my life. But going back to this, so it's Xavier's Gyan Hakuji-Packs. I'm not too sure what the last part is. I'm assuming it could be an armament reference. But anyway, this particular Gyan is from Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuX, and as for release, released this year being 2025 by good old Bandai. Straight into the front of the box with a very nice prominent image of the Gyan in question, sporting a very interesting white colour scheme, which does look very cool. It does give it a very regal look. I think the other thing that I've noticed here is obviously the sizing of its armaments between its lance and its shield. They feel oversized, and I think they are oversized, but obviously we'll see that in a minute. So that's the front of the box, one of the sides of the box, and this is also release number 7 of the high grades. If you ever want to put this on your shelving, that's the other side of the box. As for the bottom, so we do have some more nice shots of the completed model, especially looking at that completed lance and shield. So there's some of the action shots there. Definitely does look very cool, and it does appear to come with a clear display base to obviously help support that lance. Looks like there'll also be some very nice gimmicks within the shield as well. So speaking of the gimmicks, we have that there, and a quick breakdown of what's included. So it definitely does look very cool. Looking at it, I'm hoping it's not completely riddled with panel lines. It looks it's actually got more of a rounder aesthetic, similar to the original Gyan, where obviously some of the Federation based suits have obviously had a very different aesthetic. Top of the box, front and rear shot of the Gyan, and store information. Okay, box done. Time to look at the manual and the included plastic. Okay, with everything out of the box, front of the manual for the Gyan, getting used to seeing that, and then we have some nice story information here, as well as a quick sentence or two regarding the pilot. And then instead of line art, we actually do have a front image of the completed kit. Back of the manual, just some of the images that we did see on the side of the box with some of these action poses and the weapons. Beam saber, Gyan shield, and the Hakuji. It's obviously the lance. And then color guide here at the bottom. As for the manual, so we'll go through the parts list in a minute. There is a decent amount of plastic to go through. Otherwise, the manual, pretty much your stock standard high-grade manual. Nothing to worry about. It does feel a bit long-winded though, because we do, as I said, get a decent amount of plastic. So that was the manual. We do get a sticker sheet. Now, I don't believe these are foil stickers, so I'm going to be cautiously optimistic and dubious about some of these, just because I'm obviously worried about adhesion for a lot of these stickers, but time will tell how we go. But admittedly, that is a very nice looking gold, so just go back to my comment earlier, how I said with the white, how the Gyan has a bit of a regal look. As for the runners, multicolor A, white and 2 shades of grey, a light grey and a slightly darker grey. Definitely a very smaller A runner than what we would normally see. Now, as for the Bs, it's a B1, B2 combo, in a bit of a, I want to say it's like a dark blue black. We do have some overlap, which is always good to see, so there will be some shared parts. Otherwise, there will be parts that are obviously unique for lefts and rights, etc. C1 and C2 on the lighter grey side of things, Can't tell if there's only overlap. In fact, I think there is overlap. It just so happens to be this direction. Otherwise, we've got different parts on both sides. So that's the one, that's two. We get a single D in a bit of that darker grey for some of the various tubing. Actually, I take that back. There's actually two Ds. That was a D2. This is D1. The reason why I got confused because one was in white, and there's a lot of white runners thereafter. So D1 runner. The main weapon is going to be quite interesting. I mean, in a way, I'm glad it's just two large pieces, but at the same time, I'm also mortified that it's two large pieces. That having said, because I've just recently built the Liber Lancer from 30-Minute Fantasies, which is equipped with a lance weapon. Going back to the runners, we have an E in white, so a lot of this will probably be for the shield. There's that central piece of the shield right there. A little bit of panel lining available, but definitely not too heavy, so that will help go a long way. Single F in white. Probably feels like there's more in this F runner than there was the A runner. Still in white, definitely some panel lining opportunities, but thankfully enough it doesn't feel completely riddled with a lot of panel lining, given that it has gone back to a bit more of a smoother rounded type of armor. We have two Gs, 1 and 2, G1 being in white, G2 being in a very light type of grey, almost a shadow grey, I dare say. So we have those two. And then just to round things off, we do have a, if I get the orientation right, SB6 rounded beam saber effects in a translucent orangey yellow, I dare say. And then lastly we have this clear base stand as well. Now I do believe I have seen this before somewhere. It does ring a bell. I feel it was from a Witch from Mercury kit. But anyway, we have that included as well to help support that very large weapon. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the unboxing for Xavier's Gyan Hakuji-Packs. I feel I'm not saying the last part right, but that's okay. Should be a very interesting build, especially now that we're going back into some more rounded armor styles as opposed to the very hard-edged armor style. So definitely looking forward to putting this together. And at this point in time, we'll obviously just put a pause back on my GQuuuuuX backlog as well up until the next release, which is it the G Fred maybe? We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this unboxing video. Feel free to do the usual like, subscribe, comment if you are so inclined. This does help support the channel and I do appreciate it. Feel free to check out my Instagram. There will be usually daily updates there, time permitting. Otherwise also feel free to check out the community post tab here on YouTube as well. Stay safe and take care, and I'll catch you all in a future video. See ya.